Hi everyone, thanks for being here. I'm Michelle. Today we are going to be working on a 16 by 20 canvas. And if you're new here, I have a little pin on. This pin it just says Palm Springs and it's a picture of a palm tree. So my husband's in a golf tournament in a couple weeks. And so I'm looking forward to it. A lot of high school friends oh my gosh, I haven't seen some of them in years. So we've got some pretty colors today, so let me go get my hair up, my gloves on, and then we'll pour. Okay, let me go ahead and show you the colors that we're going to start with today. We only have 5 colors, and so it should be fun. So we've got titanium white, which is by Amsterdam. We have light gold by Amsterdam, copper by Amsterdam. We have an amethyst by DecoArt Metallics, and it's mixed with some permanent blue violet by Amsterdam. And then we have a bright aqua green by Amsterdam. So a lot of Amsterdam, and we've got a little bit of DecoArt in there. So it should be fun. So what I'm going to do is just do a straight pour. We're going to load the cup up, and then we're going to, so we've got a 12-ounce cup. We don't really need 12 ounces for this because we are going to put a white base down, but let's just see how far we're going to fill this up. So I'm going to start out with some titanium white on here. And then we'll do the light gold. And then, then the copper. We're going to do no, you know what? Let's do this one first. Let's do this one, the amethyst. And then we'll put a little bit more white in between this one. And then this bright aqua green. Oh, it's so pretty. Love that one. Bright aqua green. And then we're going to do a little bit more light gold, a little more copper, and finish it off with some of the violet. Okay, that's a pretty full cup. All right, so what we're going to do, we're just going to put like a little puddle of the titanium white down. And we are going to spin this off too. So let me go ahead and move these paints out of the way. Spin this off just a bit. Let's go ahead and, I see some bubbles already. Okay, let's just go ahead and, okay. Let me just blow this real quick. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and pour this out. So let's start with this side. So we're just going to do a straight pour. So we're just going to let it go out. And the next color will start. I think this is going to be a lot of paint. And there comes the white. Okay. Oh my goodness. It's so funny because the middle part ends up being your focal point. And so that's what you want to end up being kind of pretty in the middle. Okay. So let's see, what are we going to do here? Let's just kind of, we're going to spin it off, but let's go ahead and just kind of stretch it out a little bit too. That's pretty. I think it'll be pretty once it's all in the right place where it's supposed to be. Okay, so how are we going to wreck this? Because you know we got to wreck it. Okay, let's see. I'm going to try to get this part back here more towards the middle. Okay, I think that's good. So let's see. If we come through here like this, it'll make these look like branches. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Oops. Oh my gosh. I just did my paper towel through here. Although this is probably gonna tilt off anyway. Okay, and then let's do that. Okay, I think that's good. I don't want to do too much. All right, so let's go ahead and put a little bit more white around here so it'll help it flow off nicely. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and spin it out. Let's pop a few more bubbles first. Okay. All right. Let's spin it off. Okay. Let's move it a little bit more this way. Okay. Ooh, I think this is going to be pretty. So that kind of looks like a sunset. And oh my gosh, if you've ever been to Palm Springs, the sunsets there are so beautiful. I think because the desert is so dusty, and so when the dust kicks up, it just makes for some really, really pretty sunsets. So, okay, let's push this a little bit more this way. Very pretty. Now, on something like this, you can tilt it off. I've seen a lot of people tilt it off. I kind of think that it keeps its shape a lot better if you spin it off, but that's just me. Everybody does it different, and I tilt a lot of stuff off too, but when I do these types of pours, like with the straight pour or a galaxy pour or cloud pour, I kind of like to spin it off so that way it kind of stays round. It kind of holds its shape a little bit better. It gets less wonky than when you tilt it off sometimes. And this is a lot of paint on here. I really didn't need this much paint, but I wanted to make sure that I sometimes when you have just enough paint to cover it, you don't have a lot of options, like on what things you want to save, what things you want to, um, pour off. So if there was like a part you didn't really care for, but you were really, really, low on paint, you're gonna have to keep that piece, even if you don't like it, or keep that part. So I think we had enough paint on here to stretch it out nicely. And let's see, we're almost covered. This edge is covered. We've got 3 more that just need a little bit more. The corners are the furthest part from the center. And so that takes a little bit longer for the paint to reach that area. So we have to keep spinning. So almost, we're getting there. But I really like the design. I think it's very pretty. So this will be our Palm Springs sunset. Yeah, very, very pretty. And I like the way that the purple and the bright aqua green are mixing up together. They're each kind of holding their own too. They're not like blending into a different color, which sometimes happens. They're each keeping their own color. So I think that's pretty. Okay, we've got 2 corners covered and almost the other 2 as well. And then the sides I can finish up afterwards too. But I think we're gonna have a lot of really good coverage on this because we had enough paint on here. Because there's a lot of paint flying off onto the table. So that's a good sign that we'll have enough for the sides. Okay, yeah, we just have one corner, so maybe one more spin will take care of that. And if not, I can fix it up afterwards. I just felt some paint hit my leg. So it is spinning. Okay, let me go ahead and take off my gloves and I will bring you in for a little flyover. It's really pretty. I think you're gonna like it. I like it. Okay, let's take a look at the wet result. I really like these wispy little feathery things here. When you're pouring out your paint and you're going, either with like a little forward back motion, it makes like these little fingerlings. And so when you go through it with the skewer, it kind of divides them and makes them look more like leaves. The bright aqua green is a great, I really like it in the corners. I like the way everything blended. Now this white part in the middle, I always think that it looks like such a bright light when you pour the white and gold in the middle of darker colors. It ends up looking very just like a bright light, and I like that a lot. So let me go ahead and show it to you when it's dry. But I think I'm very happy with this one. Okay, let's take a look at how this one dried. I love the edges of this one. If I wouldn't have spun off maybe 1 or 2 more times, we would have had a little bit more of the aqua, the bright aqua along the bottom. But I really like the way it dried. It's very smooth. There's no bumps in it or anything. It just really dried nicely. And I love the little fingerlings. Everything I said when we did the flyover, it applies to the dry results. It just came out very, very nice. So anyway, just wanted to show that to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so, so much. And I think that is a wrap. And I hope you come back. Bye for now.